Wealth management is a human-based business, and it's extremely important to be relatable. To learn more about that, I'm joined by Diana Cabrices, founder of Cabrices Consulting. Welcome.
Thank you so much.
So this is such an important topic in our industry, especially with all the proliferation of technology. Folks are so worried that we're getting away from the human element of advice. But I would beg to differ, because at the end of the day, you need to come across as relatable and authentic, but it can be challenging. So talk to me about that, what you're seeing and what advisors can do about that.
Yes, so lately I've been talking about what I call the relatability factor. What is the relatability factor? How can financial advisors be more relatable in their marketing and in their branding? And I like to break it down with the 3 C's of relatability. You know me, I'm a C's girl. And so we've got competence, we've got character, and we've got confidence. And confidence is truly about accessibility. To be relatable, you have to be accessible. People need to be able to communicate with you. And so when you think about maybe some advisors' websites, there's a contact form, and maybe that's it. And you can't really communicate with an advisor if there's only a contact form. You want to be able to book a meeting right away on their calendar, or call them, or even text them with some levels of investors, if you will, or some age groups. So competence is how easy do you make it to work with you and to actually communicate with you and have a relationship with you. The second C is character, and that's your brand's personality. It's how you show up. It's how people can connect with you on that human-to-human level. So advisors doing video or even audio, like podcasting, for example, they're creating this sort of open accessibility on an emotional level for people to say, oh, I like this person, or oh, I'm really getting to know this person. Even when they're not meeting with them, they're consuming their content. Event marketing is also big in this category, because advisors are going out, they're shaking hands, they're meeting people, and they're creating, again, that emotional connection that it can be hard to do online. The third C is the confidence factor, and that's really all about how much do you believe in your brand and how much do you share that belief with the world, but it's also an advisor street cred. So client testimonials, for example, that is a really relatable story, because if I am a potential client and I'm reading what your clients are saying about you and how you helped them with XYZ, and I have XYZ problem, well, now I've just related to that story, and I now want to maybe work with the advisor or reach out and speak to the advisor. So super important to show that confidence, showcase your credibility, your logos, where have you been featured, why are you so great to work with, what's your story, how are you different, but also what other people say about you as well.
So what's one piece of advice, though, that you would give to advisors who maybe just don't know where to start? Because it can be overwhelming. You need an online presence, then you need your physical presence, and then you need the content to ultimately facilitate those relationships and keep you top of mind for clients and potential prospects. Where can they start?
So that is a good question, because you're right, advisors do struggle with where to begin. I like to say having one foot in digital and having one foot in person is wise. But let's face it, it can be a lot easier for advisors to just start with a simple digital strategy. And so it could be starting with yourself. So what do you bring to the table? Again, how do you help people in the space? How do you help clients or potential clients? What is your story? And how are you different? So literally just going down that list, putting it together in content form. Maybe it's all on your website, or you write an email about it, or you have a video about it, whatever that looks like. Just a piece of content you can disperse across different channels digitally. That's a great starting point. People like to talk about themselves, but also it's easier to dig inwards than to maybe try to go outwards and look what other advisors are doing. Just look right here. What are you doing that's different? Why is it important for people? How do you help them? And then flip that to make it relatable for them to say, yeah, I like that and I want to talk with that advisor, and that's exactly what I need help with, and I can relate to that story.
Well, I know I can always count on you for practical and approachable advice. So Diana, thank you so much for your insights.
Thank you so much, Shannon.
For wealthmanagement.com, I'm Shannon Rosick.